A child travel consent letter can be one of the most important travel documents for a minor, because if it is missing, incomplete, or written improperly, the child may be denied boarding, delayed by immigration officers, refused entry at the destination country, or face serious travel complications, especially when traveling internationally without both parents present. Many airlines and border authorities require clear written parental authorization to help prevent child abduction disputes, custody issues, or unauthorized international travel involving minors. This letter is your opportunity to provide clear legal consent, verify travel authorization, and ensure the child's trip proceeds smoothly and without unnecessary delays. So here is how to write it. Parent or legal guardian information. This is the first part of the letter, where the parent or legal guardian identifies themselves. For example, Jennifer Miller, 2458 Oakwood Lane, Chicago, Illinois, 60601, United States, 312-5554821, jennifer.miller@email.com. This section establishes who is granting permission for the child to travel. For tip, make sure your information matches official identification and custody records. Date. For example, May 20th, 2026. After your contact information, include the date the letter is written. This is important because immigration officers and airlines may review whether the authorization is current and valid for the travel period. Salutation. This is the formal opening of the document. For example, to whom it may concern, this greeting is commonly used because the letter may be reviewed by airlines, immigration officers, border officials, or travel authorities in different countries. For tip, keep the wording formal and professional. Parent declaration paragraph. This section identifies the parent or guardian and the child. For example, I, Jennifer Miller, am the mother of the following minor child. This formally establishes your legal relationship to the child. For tip, use the parent or guardian's full legal name, exactly as shown on official documents. Child information section. Here you provide the child's identification details. For example, child's full name, Ethan Miller. Date of birth, August 14th, 2014. Passport number, XJ4728194. This information helps authorities verify the child's identity. For tip, double-check passport numbers and spelling carefully to avoid travel issues. Travel authorization paragraph. This is one of the most important parts of the letter. Here you officially grant permission for the child to travel. For example, I hereby grant permission for my child to travel with Michael Miller to Canada from June 10th, 2026 to June 20th, 2026. This clearly authorizes the trip. For tip, always include exact travel dates and destination countries. Purpose of travel. This section explains why the child is traveling. For example, the purpose of the trip is a family vacation and educational summer program. This provides additional context for immigration or airline officials. For tip, keep the explanation brief and factual. Destination address. Here, you provide the location where the child will stay during the trip. For example, 1450 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, M5J2R8. Canada. This helps authorities verify travel arrangements if needed. For tip, include the complete address whenever possible. Accompanying adult information. This section identifies the adult traveling with the child. For example, full name, Michael Miller. Relationship to child, uncle. Passport number, US 47289193. Phone number, 416-555-9182. This helps authorities confirm who is responsible for the child during travel. For tip, make sure the accompanying adult's information matches their travel documents exactly. Contact confirmation paragraph. This section confirms that the parent can be contacted. For example, I confirm that I can be contacted at the information provided above should additional authorization or verification be required. This reassures authorities that the parent is reachable if necessary. For tip, always provide active phone numbers and email addresses. Authorization statement. Here you formally confirm your consent. For example, I understand the nature of this travel and authorize the above-mentioned arrangements voluntarily and without reservation. This strengthens the legal validity of the consent. For tip, keep the wording clear and direct. Thank you statement. For example, thank you for your attention to this matter. This keeps the letter respectful and professional. For tip, professional language helps present the document more formally. Closure. For example, sincerely, this is your formal sign-off. For tip, always use professional closing language in legal travel documents. Commitment to improvement. This section reassures management moving forward. For example, I am committed to learning from this experience and ensuring that similar situations do not occur again in the future. I remain dedicated to fulfilling my responsibilities professionally and in accordance with company policies. This reinforces professionalism and accountability. For tip, show willingness to improve rather than simply apologizing. Closing paragraph. This is your final statement before ending the letter. You thank the recipient and offer further clarification if needed. For example, thank you for taking the time to review my explanation. Please let me know if any additional information or clarification is required. This keeps the tone cooperative and respectful. For tip, always remain open to follow-up communication or meetings. Closure. For example, sincerely, this is your formal sign-off. For tip, always use professional closing language in workplace correspondence. Signature and employee details. Finally, include your name, employee ID if applicable, and job title. For example, Daniel Thompson. Employee ID, BL-45821. Warehouse supervisor. This confirms your identity and role within the company. For tip, double-check all employee information before submission. Before we wrap up, here are some very important overall tips you should always remember when writing a workplace incident explanation letter. Always remain calm, factual, and professional. Avoid emotional language, excuses, or blaming others unnecessarily. Clearly explain the situation, acknowledge responsibility where appropriate, and focus on corrective actions and future improvement. Most importantly, make sure your explanation is honest, because inaccurate statements can damage credibility during workplace investigations or disciplinary reviews. So that's how you write a workplace incident explanation letter step by step. As you can see, every part of this letter plays an important role in explaining the incident professionally and protecting your credibility in the workplace. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Writing Practices, for more writing tutorials. And I'll see you guys in the next video.